to happen that way. The reason why there's people hating in Street Fighter 6 especially, and here's where my argument boils down, and I was talking about it earlier. Right now, there's almost an incentive in social media and career building YouTube making around like discourse, right? There's almost an incentive to make a video that is about a hot topic or something like that, or that is about a hot take in some way, and really try to go against the grain of what is widely very popular and has sold ridiculously well and has been received ridiculously well, and say something that is like the opposite. Does it mean that what they're feeling is...
Wait, firstly, can you guys hear him? I don't know if I'm just sitting here watching this on my own. I didn't even check. I apologize. Can you guys can hear Max, right? Tekken 8 froze. Hey, that's your problem right now. We're doing a video review. I mean, what he's saying there's not entirely untrue. Like, there are definitely people out there that just say things to be controversial, or they go against the grain because yeah, people do that with everything though. People do that with absolutely everything, and you could tell who's full of shit and who isn't, because these people tend to not be consistent in their arguments. I'll give you an example I'll give you a prime example. We all know Fate here. I don't think Fate is lying when he's talking about Mortal Kombat and his feelings towards it. I genuinely believe he feels that. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that comes out of his mouth, and I think he's wrong on some things, but I don't think he's lying. But then you've got someone like True Underdog, for example. I think True Underdog is lying most of the time. I think he's just saying whatever he needs to say. Sometimes he's controversial like that. I think he put up a video the other day that people found controversial. Sometimes he's saying stuff against the community. Then he goes another direction. So Max isn't entirely wrong there. I don't think that's really controversial what he just said. I think there is an incentive for some people to do that, 100%. But you also have to like be aware that people hear what they want to hear a lot of the time. Like I'll come on here and I'll be like, oh, you know, like I've said 100 times, even in the video I made the other day. I made a video the other day saying what went wrong with fighting games this year, because things, obviously there was things that went wrong. Doesn't mean things didn't go right. And in that video, before I'd say what went wrong, I always started off by saying this is what went right, and I named like 10 different things. I had people in the comment section going, can you make a video about what went right? I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like Sparking Zero, for example, I said massive roster, immense amount of hype, good music, online function mostly well apart from the rage quitting. Story mode was okay, what ifs were really good. Combat I really enjoyed, really liked it. So I named all these things. Tekken 8, I said that looks absolutely beautiful. It's got a good roster, it works well online, good lobby system, jukebox is there, excellent story mode. The Heihachi one wasn't great, but the original one was good. I named all these things, Street Fighter 6 as well, so I laid it out, but certain people just heard me talking about the critical points, which either told me that they didn't watch the video, they just saw the title, or they heard what they wanted to hear. So there is a bit of that going on as well.
Is it true? No, bro. What you're feeling is absolutely true. I genuinely agree that some people are like, yeah, dude, this Street Fighter 6 stuff sucks, or this Tekken 8 stuff sucks. I just want to go back. I believe you. I don't think you're lying. But I think the eccentricity, being very eccentric about it and trying to effectively build an audience around like convincing people, that is what gets me. Because truly, if you did not like Street Fighter 6 and you like Street Fighter 4 and you like Street Fighter 5 or you like previous fighting games, guess what a normal person does? They stop playing the new game and they just go play the old game.
That's not wrong either. That's what I did with Mortal Kombat 1. That's what I did with Mortal Kombat 1, right? Like I got so sick of the game within 2 months, or maybe even less than that, I stopped playing it. That doesn't mean, however, and Max didn't say this, but it does need to be clarified. That doesn't mean that you stop talking about them. You can still talk about it, but I ain't gonna waste my time playing Mortal Kombat. Hell no. So Max is right. There are certain people that play a game who have openly said they hate it, which I'm also like, why are you playing a game you hate? But then there's also those people that hear you criticize in a game, and they think that you hate it. Like, I'll criticize Tekken 8. I don't hate Tekken 8 though. If you ever hear me saying I hate Tekken 8, I can almost guarantee you I will not be playing it. Almost guarantee you, no matter who wants to play it. So those two things again are separate. But there are plenty of people that say they hate these games when they play them. That is weird. That is weird. How could you hate someone and sit there playing it?
The old games still work, dude. Street Fighter 4 has rollback netcode, like made by fans. Street Fighter 5, albeit has functioning netcode, but not great. But people still will go and play it. You'll still find people playing Street Fighter 5 on PC and PlayStation, 100%. You could just go and start building that community. But the fact is, a lot of the argument, I'm not saying any individual's responsible for this, but much of the argument coming from is people trying to rile up an audience with a hot take that is going to pit one audience against the other. Like, straight up. We're just going to say that this thing is bad, this thing is good. Also, what I think is happening is that...
Well, I mean, the thing is that I don't think people are stupid. Like, when I'm talking to people, I don't think that they're gonna follow exactly what I said. I think that I'm just giving my opinion, and we're all mature enough to hear it and be like, I either agree or I don't agree with that. I don't know. I don't know if people are so slow that they would just latch onto whatever you said. Super Kuma said, if you don't like Tekken 8, then move on. I mean, yeah. I guess, like, yeah. I mean, if you dislike the game more than you like it, then yeah. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not entirely wrong. Problem is with Tekken, like you said, you can't really go back. The netcode is so shit. There's nowhere to go. You can go and play Tekken 3 now. I think Tekken 1, 2, and 3, but they're so old. I don't think most people want to play them. There are some people playing them, but yeah, I can't completely disagree. Like, if you dislike it more than you like it, then yeah, it's time to move on. The only problem with Tekken, unlike some of these other games, is there's no collection. There's nowhere for Tekken players to go. We went back to play Tekken 7, right? Look at that connection. It's awful. I can guarantee you guys, that if Tekken Tag 2 got the same netcode as Tekken 8, I would not be streaming Tekken 8 anymore. Not because I hate Tekken 8. I don't hate it. But it's not my favorite Tekken game. My favorite Tekken game is Tekken Tag 2. If Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, Tekken Tag 2 got the same netcode as Tekken 8, then I would be back on Tag 2. And you would not see me on Tekken 8 until Season 2 came out to see what's going on there, see if it wins me over again. Again, that's not hate towards Tekken 8. No hate. But I don't have that option because I went back to try and play Tekken Tag 2. I got my PS3 right over here. I got my splitter over here somewhere. I'm going to pull out everything. You guys have seen me pull them up before. They're abysmal online. You can't play them. There's no one to play with. What's massive lobby for fighting game and text chat? Okay, see if there's anyone in here. Europe. Oh god. Oh god. There's no one playing. There's no one playing. Guys, there's no one playing. Alright, wait, hold on. North and Central America. Shit, no one in there. There's no one in there. Oh my god, maybe in the Middle East? Dude, there's no one playing this game. This game is a gem. Not a single... Am I the only person on planet Earth that is playing this game right now? Okay, there's no one in the Global Coliseum. Let's have a search for player match. Yeah, anyone can come in. I'm gonna search for a room. Oh my god, there's nothing. There's nothing. I'll create a room. I'll call it... Is anybody out there? I'll welcome everyone. Room size maximum No private slots. We'll give it a couple of minutes. If no one enters, guys, then that's it. Wait. Oh, I thought it entered me into something. Oh my god. I was like, yes. If no one enters in a few minutes, then we will consider me the last man to play Soul Calibur on the PlayStation ever, just in history. That's it.
Round 4. Fight! Final round. Fight!
Boom! Give me that pedigree.
You win.
We're in an era where most content creators are in their first season. I'll just say that. A lot of content creation right now from people that are talking heads, like big figureheads, me included, have this to say about it because the content for these games is effectively dried out a little bit. But, you know, there's a reason behind that. That happens to every single fighting game, dude. Very few fighting games are going to last the entirety of its existence and be a content, I'd say, spring of bountiful plentiness that'll always get you viewers and viewership. That is not going to happen, man. That very few fighting games are like that. Some old Mortal Kombats are that way. Dragon Ball FighterZ was that way to a degree. Marvel vs. Capcom games can be that way for me to an extent, even KI. But the majority of them, your stuff is going to dry out. So people start looking at that. They see bad viewership. They wonder why no one was interested. And they go back and they play another game. I've been doing this for 10 years, man. Straight up. I've realized this, that you can't, even playing the new thing will not last forever. You have to go back and play some old things, and you almost build an appreciation towards new things when you play the old thing and you realize how messed up it was.
I don't completely disagree with that. I have a different take on how I've done things here over at the Shambolic Solitude, we'll call it. What Max is saying is not wrong either. A lot of these fighting games do dry out. It's my turn. We'll just skip my turn for now. We're just doing a quick review here. He's not wrong in what he's saying. I've gone about it a different way. I've been in the FGC since 2007, and I've been playing fighting games even longer. And I know from playing fighting games, it's a very like niche market, and people get bored and they move on. So what I've tried to do here is I've tried to center this channel around having conversations, right? Because we're a community. That's why I have so many people on. I'll have randomers on just to talk to. I'm more interested in the discourse around it. Now, I know Max said that some people have turned to that. I never turned to that. That's always what I was doing from when I came back to YouTube. And it was kind of what I was doing just before. There was a time where it was just pure gameplay on my channel. But even I was bored of that. I was like, there's no value here. I don't feel like I'm giving anything back to the community. I don't feel like I'm contributing. We're all just playing the same game. So what I wanted to do was do the gameplay stuff on stream with you guys so that we can all enjoy something together. Then the videos be opinion-based videos and do debates and whatever. Because fighting games, they do dry out. It's not like these shooting games that get supported for years, that have these massive, massive budgets. They just don't have that. So he's not completely wrong. If people are not comfortable with talking on camera and they want to build a channel and it's going to be centered around playing games, then yeah, he's not wrong. He's probably going to have to go back and play some of the old games and get invested in those. Was I on SRK? Yeah, I was on SRK. I was on Capcom Unity as well. I was on Neo Empire, I think. Can't remember. Yeah, I think I was on Neo Empire as well. What's the MK one called? Test Your Might. So yeah, he's not wrong again. I don't think he's wrong.
So I think that's what's happening right now. And the issue is people look at that as like, oh, you know, that means this game sucks if people are going back and playing the old thing. To be real, as content creators, you have to find a way to make your content engaging and interesting. And right now, like I said, a lot of the content creators are no longer, that were tournament heads before, are maybe no longer tournament heads, or mostly have become just creators at this point, and they're having to learn that. Having to learn that you will not be able to farm one game forever. You can't. So do I think you should go back and play older games? I think you should, but I think it's like, yeah, go back and play older games, and then ultimately, you know, you'll come to the realization that you're either going to love the old thing and just stick with playing it, or realize that, oh, there's a lot of good stuff in the old game that you like, but there's also so many fixes in the new game. Ultimately speaking, I think there's a lot.
I mean, in terms of playing older Tekken games, we did go back and play them. I actually prefer the older Tekken games, Tekken 7 and Tekken Tag 2 specifically. It's just, unfortunately, the online is broken. Like, we can't play them. So Max is right, but he's also not acknowledging the fact that we can't. There's nothing like Tekken Tag 2 don't work online, bro. It's shit. It's dog shit. If they could give Tekken the same treatment that the Capcom fighting collections are getting, I like Tekken 6 as well, but I'm just choosing those two because they're the most other recent ones that I would go back to. If Tekken could get the Capcom fighting game collection, bro, Tekken 8 wouldn't be getting played like this. And you guys know that I'm not chatting shit. If I tell you that I'm not playing this game anymore, I ain't playing it. Just like Mortal Kombat, just like Soul Calibur 6, I ticked those off. I was like, that's it, we're done, we're finished. But Soul Calibur 5, I would love to be able to sit here and stream that. But I actually tried to do this a long time ago, Soul Calibur 5. This shit don't work. It takes forever to find matches on ranked. There's no one left on Soul Calibur. I was the last person on Soul Calibur 5. I'm convinced. I was the last man. The last of a dying breed. And then I turned off and that was it. I sat on stream a long time ago. You can probably find the stream on my channel. Long time ago. Dead. Same Tekken Tag 2 don't work.
A lot of things going on right now with content creation in general, and people that have played Tekken 7, got introduced to Tekken 7, and then have to play Tekken 8, or got introduced to Street Fighter 5, you're always going to glaze the game that you had the most success and time in. Straight up. You're always going to hard glaze that game for the...
That's not true. Maybe that's true generally speaking, but I'm just speaking for me. That's not true, because Tekken Tag 2 is my favorite Tekken game, and I got battered on that game. I got absolutely battered. Like, I can't remember. I even went and looked at my win-loss record. I've got more wins, but oh my god, the losses are right there. Like, I've got the same amount of losses as I do wins. And that had my two favorite characters in it. And Tekken Tag 2 was a hard game, but I got washed on Tekken Tag 2. Absolutely. Same with Third Strike. Third Strike's my favorite Street Fighter game. Bro, the guys that I used to play with used to batter me. Yeah. Maybe that's true for other people. That's not true for me. Even same with the 3D Mortal Kombat games. I thought I was good until I got involved with some of the community and they showed me the levels.
The rest of your life. And you're going to hold up the rest of the game to that standard. And you're never going to get a game that matches that standard for you. And I can personally say that if you are one of those people, just to try to stop. Because go back and just play your old game, and trust me, you'll find plenty of things that'll deeply piss you off, right? Every fighting game gets to a point where it's like super screwed up at a hard level, at a high level, and you're gonna get like upset with it and then realize that you want to change. I think it's also the fact that people are just playing the exact same one thing too much. And now that we're seeing so many content creators and so many people effectively playing games professionally now, in the past 5 years more than ever before, we're seeing people burning out really hard. And then I'm actually surprised that, hey, I was getting people that were asking me when Street Fighter 6 was out, like 3 months later, I was playing Third Strike. They're like, oh, you're playing Third Strike. That means Street Fighter 6 is bad. I'm just like, no, I played all of these games. Like, I'll play some.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I hate it when people do that. That shit pisses me off. There's no, like, when people do that, I'm like, bro, there's no way you see me playing another game and you think suddenly I hate this one. I saw someone saying this to me. This was ages ago. I was playing, I think it might have been Third Strike as well with one of my friends. And this was back in the Street Fighter 4 days. And they were like, oh, you hate Street Fighter 4. I was like, no. started playing Street Fighter 3. Max is right though. People do need to play other games. Like if you go on Twitter and you see what people are saying, they're like, I fucking hate Tekken 8. I'm sick of this game. Blah blah blah. Just do what I did. I was like, right, I'm tired of playing it for now. I don't hate it. I'm tired of playing it for now. I'm gonna go play a horror game. I don't even want to play a fighting. I'm gonna play something else. But the problem is, and I don't mean this offensively, there's any content creators watching, my content creation journey is still in its infancy, so I don't mean this with any offense. But some of you have pigeonholed yourself into playing one type of game, and you're too afraid to sort of branch out. You don't think your communities will have your back. You don't think people will come back to watch your videos. You're maybe afraid of the algorithm and that it's not going to push your stuff. You just, if something's not making you happy anymore, you need to step away from it, because ultimately you will end up burning out because you're sick of it, and your channel will suffer for it anyway. And I knew that when I was coming back to do this, that I was like, I can't stick to one game because I'm gonna get sick of it, and then that's the end of my channel. And then if I built up a community, I've just left them there, and they're like, oh, you know, we invested all this time watching you and doing X, Y, and Z, and now you're gone, you know. Mike, are you and Max friends? No, I don't know Maximilian. I've never spoken to him. I've never met him, ever. I've never even been in one of his streams before. I just watch him on YouTube. Why are you asking if we're friends?
More than others, but I play all of them. I'll go back and play Alpha 2. That's the whole idea, man, is that you have to find, like, there's good stuff in the old things and there's good stuff in the new things, and that doesn't make the new thing necessarily bad. It's just that we're allowed to play multiple games, dude. This is why most people engage with this stuff. It's okay to do most things, and guess what? Your audience is probably gonna like you for it. Straight up, dude. Your audience will probably enjoy the fact that there is some variety in this. And the thing that's going to happen now, I guarantee you, is that some of the people that are content creators are going to be making Street Fighter 5 videos, and it's going to seem like Street Fighter 5 is great because they're having fun and they're whooping ass and yada yada yada. Sure, okay, that's going to happen, but they will not want to continue playing that game. Like, if they just put a little bit of time into it and it's like a week later, they're going to find so many issues with that game and effectively be reminded by why it sucks and why we wanted to get the hell away from it.
Yeah, I don't get the whole going back to Street Fighter 5 thing. I know there's people out there that probably do prefer it, but they've got to be in the minority. This game was hated for so long. The thing is, Max doesn't seem to recognize that people can't stand when something they fell in love with is ruined to whatever degree. This is exactly happening to the older gen crowd. Yeah, the thing is that I think that people should be able to go online and voice their opinions, and it doesn't matter if they're playing the game or not. They can voice their opinions. They paid their money. They invested in the series. I don't think there's anything wrong with people doing that. Obviously, some people see the hype, they see the train, and maybe they bandwagon. I'm not saying that shit don't happen. But in Tekken 8's case, I mean, they brought in a brand new system that completely altered the way Tekken plays. It's not unusual for the Tekken crowd to react in the way they have. I don't know much about Guilty Gear, but I've heard from the Guilty Gear crowd that Strive really split the community in half. So it's not uncommon for legacy communities to be talking about something that they once loved, because they know for many years now it's going to just basically be in this state that's unrecognizable to them. So it's not that Max is having bad takes. I just don't, in at least the Tekken situation, it doesn't apply here because we can't go back. We can't. The games don't fucking work. We've tried it on stream how many times? Was I part of the DOA scene? No, I wasn't part of the DOA scene. Hold on, I'll answer your question in just a sec. Let's get to the end of this.
Because that's going to happen to almost any game. Almost any game. The problem is that the majority of Street Fighter V's life was actually really crappy. To be real. The game was a legit slog. And kind of represents the worst of this era of fighting games that were very limited. Fighting games that were trying to take away tools from players. And that's something that I don't want to go back to, man. It's something I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to this. This is not, like, we're going to focus the game so hard into strike throw, focus the game so hard only into, like, footsies and stuff, and that's it. it was not fun. And it was like, I get why you're reminded that you would love it so much, but to be real, man, like, there were reasons people did not like the gameplay of this game. And the same thing happened to the end of Street Fighter 4, just because people played the game too much. All the things I'm talking about apply directly to Tekken, right? Everything I'm mentioning right now can also directly be applied to Tekken and that game and how it's being approached right now from an audience. I'm not doubting what these dudes are saying. I'm not doubting.
That part I disagree with. That should not be applied to Tekken because, like I said, if we could go back and play them without the insane, insufferable online systems that they have, I can guarantee you guys, I would. And you know that I would. We tried Tekken 7. We tried for weeks. It was so annoying. And the only reason I haven't done another Tekken 7 stream is that it's just, the lag is too much. It's over the top. Now, I tried Tekken Tag 2 on my own time. It's not even worth it, guys. I'll be real with you. It's not even worth it. I tried it with my friend who just lives over the road from me. He may as well have been in Russia. It was awful. Tekken 7 worked with some of us. Some of us, it was atrocious. It was fun because we did it for a few weeks, but if we had that, Tekken 7's online is garbage, and the lobby system wasn't good. It had tournament mode, which was good, but like, I want to play Tekken Tag 2. I want to go back to Tekken Tag 2. If Harada can give us a Tekken game that has the same online as Tekken 8 and put it into like a package, then I'm off. Promise you guys, I'm off. We'll definitely stream Tekken 8 again because there's going to be updates and new games and new things are coming out. There's things to talk about. But the predominant game on here will be Tekken Tag 2. I do play Tekken 8 but not as often. I'll wait for Season 2 to be honest. Daniel with the $4.99. Thank you, bro. Oh, I didn't put the super chats in the in the PC, in the Stream Watch version. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that, bro. I should have popped up on the screen, but I'll fix that in a little bit. Yeah.
The fact that some people want to go back and play the old stuff. All I'm saying is that you should just do it. You should just go and play it and have fun with it and make content around it. Just do it. You don't have to also throw one thing under the bus, like take a break, dude. In fact, you'll find that that's significantly healthier. If all your experience is jumping onto a game and not having fun, then what are you doing, man? You've played it too much. Actually have played it too much.
Alright, well, thing is that, like, I agree with his points for the most part. Let me just bring this back. Give me a second, guys. So, to answer your first question, no, I was not part of the DOA community. DOA is probably one of the only fighting games that I have never really dabbled in. So, no, it's definitely not part of that. But in terms of what Max said, most of his points I agree with. I think that if your content creation journey is solely centered around playing a game, and you're sick of that game, you've got to find a way to change things up, otherwise you're going to go mad. And you can't be going mad over video games, you know. I think in terms of discourse around games, yeah, of course there's going to be people that are inconsistent and they just say things for the AdSense, but you can kind of tell when people are doing that, and then really it's just on the people to choose which content creators they want to listen to and which ones they don't. There's content creators that I'll go to and listen to their take, because even if I don't agree with them, I think they might have something intelligent to say. I think Max was fair in his criticism there. I think some people just love these games so much they get really disappointed in what's going on. Tekken 8 is so different in its design that I don't agree with him there. Like, it's changed so much from what it used to be that it's completely normal for people to be upset and make videos about it. Mortal Kombat 1 was a disaster, so what else is the Mortal Kombat community going to do? But I did watch Super's video where he was talking about how much of a disaster Mortal Kombat 1 was. And I mean, like, people were like saying stuff about it, but I was like, well, I mean, what else is he going to do? The game's dead. Like, of course he's going to talk about it. His channel's centered around Mortal Kombat.
I mean, first of all, like, hi to the chat once again. See some familiar names there. Yeah, so Street Fighter 5, like, because some people said, like, obviously rightfully, this like it was like one of the worst, or if not the worst Street Fighter made. And for sure, as shit on launch, that is true. I mean, people forget like how this game on launch was. I mean, it was one of the worst products you can even imagine.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I think it didn't even had an arcade mode. They had to patch that shit in.
Yep.
And if you guys wanna look at something, look at Broski's video, the most overpowered characters in Street Fighter V. And he doesn't only go into characters, he also goes into some mechanics. Like if you wanna know how fucked up this game was, especially like launch Chun-Li or some shit, or Mika, Rainbow Mika, like watch that video. Like watch that video, and then like you see that also right now the Street Fighter community has some rose-tinted glasses on, like huge.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Street Fighter 5. So Street Fighter 5 is a weird one for me because I think the way they designed Bison was super cool. I really liked the way they designed him. But the actual game was a pile of shit, so I was torn because I was like, I really like how they've designed Bison, but the game itself is rubbish. So I played it for one season and I sort of checked out, and then I came back for the last season. I think Street Fighter 6 is way better than Street Fighter 5. I don't even think there's a comparison.
Yeah.